Any man who tells a woman that he can't share his resources with you, that man, there's something up in his head that is not working properly. It's not because you are a fool for sharing your resources with a woman. No, it's that you have been taught to be greedy. Because as African men, there's something that is different about us, that we do not appreciate women chasing after us. Now we may love the green light, but we don't appreciate the fact that you want to do what we have been doing for centuries. Submissiveness is an attractive part to relationship. And those women who tell you that, oh, there's nothing like submissiveness, then when you see those ones who does their con and the rest of it, when they want to make the man come or do something, you see them, they kneel down. Why are they kneeling down? Are they praying to God? What are they worshiping? That is submissiveness, but they are submissive sexually. And if it is only sexual as being objective, that is only when you think that you should submit yourself to please the man. Then when the man comes, you go. Hello, welcome my people to today's episode. Let's talk about the word love, at least for a moment, and I want to be giving you certain insights. This particular discussion is for those who are interested in getting married. If you have no intention to get married, then this video is not for you. But for a man who has an intention to raise his own family in a traditional and cultural way in the African Nigeria system, and a woman also who has the intention to not just being a mother, but to be a wife, who does not want to be, I quote, the strong and independent woman, this video is for you. If what you seek is a strong relationship for you and your family, probably that is what you're looking up to. This particular video is for you. Sit back, enjoy, and relax. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe as we proceed to today's episode. Let the program begin. Yeah, today I'm going to be talking about how a man can be kept, how to retain a man as a woman. You see, there's the perception that most women have in today's world, in modern days, that men don't love. Men are just this, men are that. There are a lot of label that has been given to men. But that's very far from the truth. Most men do genuinely love their woman. It's just that the polluted society has disrupted our mind that we have seen each other as enemies. Most men will say negative things about women, despite the fact that they relate with women, and most women will say the same thing. In fact, women would say that if you see a man and you see a snake, kill the man and let the snake go. And men would also say the same thing about women. But at the end of the day, when you look at it, men and women are always seeking for a way to move together. The reason is this: we are created by one God. The universe or humanity cannot exist without we cohabitating together and making sure the next generation comes and we can move towards the journey of life together. That is just the scenario. Some people have made a decision just to the fact of what the society say about them, that they don't want to be with any man because they are strong and independent. And most men, I don't hear men say this. I see men while away their life and not take their life seriously, and that's the reason why they may not have the opportunity to be able to raise a family. But most likely, men wants to raise family. Now, it looks as if it is the women that are even running from being a married woman, because today when you're a married woman, the world kind of, or the society kind of see you as you are still living in the mindset of a slave. And when they give you those tags, some of you think that, oh, the best way for me to do is just to be a strong and independent woman. But when you look at the period of 10 years of these women who have always been strong and independent, I don't cook, I don't clean, such as Cardi B, all the single ladies just like Beyonce. When you look at the life of these people, they have children for that same man. Look at the life of Rihanna herself. She has 2 children for a single guy. And now you are like, most of you have been brainwashed by all this information. And then when you have a guy who truly loves you and you kind of want to be part of his life, but you are messed up by the song that is being sung by the celebrities that don't give a shit about you, and they have their own family that they take care of. So I am putting this particular video for you ladies, how to retain a man that loves you. Because one thing is this: men do the pursuit of most relationship. Some women will tell you that I like to chase man myself, but at the end of the day, how many women actually take that step? And in fact, if you do take the step, how many men take you serious? Because as African men, there's something that is different about us, that we do not appreciate women chasing after us. Now we may love the green light, but we don't appreciate the fact that you want to do what we have been doing for centuries. Now, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 generations from now, men will be okay if the society adopt it, and it becomes part of our culture and tradition. But it is never an African method of doing things. Not that we can't fall in love, but women don't do the pursuit. Women give the green light and the men do the pursuit. So when a man loves you, how do you retain a man? Because that is where the work is. How do you make sure that you get married to this man and you have an effective family? In fact, you want to ask yourself a question, because a lot of people, after they get into marriage with a man and the man paid their bride price, get them house and do the rest and everything, after a period of time that life begins to set in, they start doubting and start asking themselves, did this man truly love me in the first place, or did he just get married to me so that I can produce children for him, maybe just for reprocreation purposes? That's why he got married to me. Maybe because of I was already pregnant. Maybe one reasons or the other. Doubt begins to come and you say, I'm not sure if this man loves you. I will first of all give you signs that a man truly loves you, and then I will tell you how to retain a man. So there are signs that you're going to know that a man truly loves you. One of the signs you're going to see that a man truly loves you is when you're courting or when you're dating, the man makes out time for you. He always makes sure that even if he's busy and you call him, he might tell you, please, I'll call you. He's not that harsh on you. And that is simply because he appreciates you. This unfamiliarity are still there. So he wants to know you. These are the reasons why he will keep making out time for him to be able to have conversations with you. And that is a sign that he loves you. Now, lust could be part of it, but this is one sign that you would know that a man truly loves you. The second thing that is the sign that you know that a man loves you is that he keeps his promises. When a man makes promise to you, he keeps his promise. And if he doesn't keep up to that promise, he will have a genuine excuse, which is going to explain to you, because we are not gods. There are times that we make promises and we want to keep those promises, but we are not opportuned based on situation, adversity, strategy of life. Anything can happen and a man might not be able to, keep up to his promise. But whenever that peradventure happens, does he explain to you? Do you see reasons? Are there genuine reasons why he could not keep up to the promise he kept or he gave to you? That is one sign also. The third one, does the man introduce you to his friends and family? I will tell you that this is a very big step. Some men would introduce their girlfriend to their friends to let those friends know that this is my girlfriend. In case you see her outside, notice her face. If she's cheating, help me watch her. There are many reasons like that. But when men introduce you to their friends and to their family, they are trying to tell you they take you very serious. Now, you shouldn't be in a haste. Maybe you just date a man and you guys are just 3 months or 4 months in the relationship, and now he has introduced you to his friend and you are like, oh, quickly introduce me to your family or we are not going anywhere with this relationship. No, you don't rush yourself into it. In fact, it doesn't make sense for the man who hasn't even known you very well. If you truly are impatient, then you should have gotten married in the first place. So you have to be patient to know that, okay, he has introduced me to his friend, and is he introducing me to his family, or does he have the intention to introduce me to his family? Now, when you look at the scenario, the excuses, the distances, or whatever things he has that are probably genuine reasons why you guys cannot stick together or you cannot meet with his family at that particular time, I think it's something you guys can explain and create time for it. But if a man is introducing you to his friends and his family, then that shows that the man actually cares about you and he truly loves you. He wants you, And that's the quote. He truly wants you in his life. The fourth one should be that he makes decision, and when he's making decision, he always wants to put you part of his plans in that decisions. That means he seeks your advice. He has already made a decision that this is what I want to do. And then he wants to seek your opinion. He wants to know, what do you have in mind? Do you think this idea that I'm picking up is good? When a man does that, this is another sign that he truly loves you. This is another sign that he cares about you and he cares about your opinion in life, in the relationship. So you have to look at this, and I would say these are the signs. Some of it will be maybe he plans trip with you and all of that. But most times I would always tell women this, that it is not every man would not plan trips with you, because there are some men who tends to be introverted. There are some men who, the stage of their life, they have not made that kind of money to say they want to take off. They want to take you to Booker Hut. They want to take you to Tantalizer. They want to take you to Mr. Biggs. There are different stages of life. Now, if he has that ability to do it and the resources, yes, he's going to do it. And if you think he has the resources, the time, and he's not willing to take you to anywhere, maybe that's a sign. Then you have to look at, is it that his personality is that he don't like relating much with people? I have that personality. I don't like going to where there are crowds. If I want to have a conversation, I want to have a conversation with one or two people. When it's becoming 3, 4, I can't concentrate. I feel energies and I just want to, lock myself inward. And so you have to look at those kind of men. And I think maybe I will be making another video to know men who are introverted, how they act and all of that. Maybe that would be able to help you in case you are in a relationship with such men. Wait, first, have you subscribed to the channel? Wait, have you not subscribed? You better subscribe as we proceed. Subscribe right now, like, share it to every single one of your people in diaspora, in Nigeria, your friends and family, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you want to share it. Share this video because it's going to be important for those your friends who wants to get married and wants to be sure if the man actually loves them. Let them know about this. Then the last one I'm going to touch on, that the signs that you're going to know that a man truly cares about you is, does he share his resources with you? Now, when a man works, is a hard-working person, because I wouldn't tell any woman to go date a lazy person. Or you thinking that you're dating a man who don't want to work, who is so lazy, who wants to stay at home every single time, and you think that after you get married to such man because he's handsome and all of that, you think one day he's going to wake up and you will convert him and it will become what do you call it? He becomes a jack of all trades. That's not going to be possible. Find a man who is already working. But when a man labors, because this is what brings meaning and purpose to a man's life, when a man labors, is he willing to share some of his resources with you? Now, there are men that are coming up these days that will tell you that I can't share my resource with a woman. Any man who tells a woman that he can't share his resources with you, that man, there's something up in his head that is not working properly. It's not because you are a fool for sharing your resources with a woman. No, it's that you have been taught to be greedy. In fact, when I wanted to get married, this is what I did. There were about 3 ladies then that were approaching me at that particular time. What I did was I was giving all of them resources. I was giving them money. The woman who I got married to, when we have been married now for about 7 years, the lady I actually get married to, which is my wife currently, she was the only one that when I give her money, she would tell me not to give her the money. Let me use it for myself. She would tell me, how can she help me? She would tell me, let me save this money and use it. Let's just use it in case I am broke, in case we want to plan for something, in case there's something that is useful. And when I see that value in her, the other ones, when you give to them, they always receive and receive. That was when I knew this one is not a wife material. This one would always consume money. This one would manage my resources for me. And when we got married, in fact, the houses we bought, I put the whole money in our account. 20 million, 10 million, 5 million. I don't give a damn. I put it in my wife's account because I trust the fact that she wasn't the money type of person. And I did a due diligence by knowing that she's a family-oriented person. She never stays away from her family. And someone who cherishes family would also cherish the fact that they want to create a family, and they are not this person that they're not somebody who claims the strong and independent person. So a man who does not share his resources with a woman, I think I would say it without a shadow of a doubt, you are a greedy man. There's no doubt about it. You are definitely greedy. So a woman can see a sign that a man cherish her or loves her by him trying to share part of his resources. Now, that doesn't mean that he will give you all the money in his hand, or he will have 50,000 and give you 25,000. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he cares about you, and whatever he thinks he can afford based on his situation and capacity at that particular time, he's going to give you according to the needs, the wants, and what he can provide at that particular time. Does that make sense? So let's move to the next one. How do you now retain a man who has showed you the signs that he loves you? Because it is easy for a man to come into your life, and once the man does, it is easy for that man to wake up one day and say, do I think I love this woman? And I will tell you, I don't care if you try to stress a man before he does anything, as long as he has done what he wants to do, that actually matters to him, his logical mind begins to play. Men are emotional and logical creatures. They are more logical. And the emotional part is that they would play the moment their testosterone is high, they just want to hit. But when they hit, what they begin to think as a man who probably has a vision for his life, what concerns him is, how do I get this woman? How was it that I was able to have sexual relationship with this woman? And he begins to tackle many things in his mind. And because men think that this woman is the person who, if I would have to take this woman serious, my resources, my investment, my life is going to be in her hand. Partially, my children's life, that's the next generation that will supersede me, will be there. If I cannot trust the aspect that she is going to be trustworthy, loyal to me, because of the signs of the way I got her, maybe this is also other method men are getting her. Probably she's that cheap. And if she's that cheap, maybe it will be advisable for me to step back. Maybe I found her in the club. Maybe I found her in the church. Maybe I found her in the gym. What connects us together? Men begin to do this analysis. And then they are watching to see if there are other signs. Now, if the lady is someone who, okay, when she talks, she's now making calling another guy, telling them that, oh, I have guys as friends. Okay. The moment she said it, the right thing a man has to do logically is to say that maybe I'm not the only man. Maybe I should not over-invest into this relationship. And this is why men step back from women. But when a man does not see this sign, then he wants to be in your life. There are nuances. There are some men who are like, I don't want to, be too close to a woman, to one particular woman. And they believe in this polygamous relationship and the rest of it. But I would always say this. Every man's heart loves one particular woman. Can we love multiple women? Yes. If a man has the resources, a man will most likely marry more than one woman. Any man who says, I want to be loyal to one particular woman, just like Dr. Apoki, who was speaking on Glitch Africa, that he says, don't let your erection give you direction. If you have a low testosterone, you would act the way you act. In fact, Dr. Apoki is probably not that handsome. And in fact, I don't think he has a high testosterone, because if you're working according to your nature as a young man, I'm not saying you have to fall, but if you're working according to your nature and you have enough resources and you know your plans in your life and you have a vision, there's most likely that when you are very wealthy, you may want to explore in a sense that you want maybe 2 or 3 women in your life. Now, if you can discipline yourself not to, which I'm able to do that, if you can discipline yourself not to, that's fine. But thinking that it is the natural way of men, it takes too many discipline principles that you have to implement to become that particular man. In fact, morality, spirituality has to be involved for you to be able to keep up. If you lose spirituality, morality, discipline and principle would break at some point. Do you get what I'm saying? So, and when you see that probably it's burning too much of your energy and you're very logical, you can think very well, maybe you can step back from it and say, okay, I'm good with one woman. So what do men want? How can you retain a man? That is what I would touch on right now. So bear with me. Like again and share this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed to my channel. One of the things I will touch on is that What men want from a woman, for a man to commit to you, or for you to be able to retain a man, the first thing you have to realize is that, do you think the man trusts you? Are you trustworthy? Not the fact that he even trusts you. Do you think you are worthy of his trust? And that's what it means to say someone is trustworthy. Do you think you are worthy of his trust? Do you think you are that woman who, when you're typing or you're chatting, once you see that your man is coming, you always want to hide it? Do you think you find yourself in those situations where you're chatting with someone and you don't want your man to see it? This is not your mother. This is not your sister. Are you open enough? Because if you are hiding a secret from someone who you are going to start a relationship, family, lay on the same bed, live in the same home, do all these things together, and you think that keeping secrets of, if I'm chatting with my mother, my boyfriend, my whatever, I have to hide it away from him, whatever excuse you think you have, and you can't share it with him, then most likely you are not worthy of his trust. You are not trustworthy. So if you're not qualified for that, he might be seeing the signs and he will be doubting you. One funny thing about men is that when they doubt you, they wouldn't tell you they are doubting you. They just keep watching. Most especially if they are logical men. The irrational men or emotional men will be the one who will just tell you, these are the signs, these are the things I see and all of that. And before you know, all hell loosed. But most men wouldn't tell you anything. They see the signs and they start making decisions in their mind. They only start testing to see if this is going to reoccur itself over and over again. Now, on the flip side, which is the man's side, you will say, oh, is the man trustworthy? Most men, when it comes to them telling you, because of the tradition and culture we have as Africans, today we value monogamy relationship. And because men do not have these resources like our fathers used to, most people fall back to monogamy when they should have loved to have polygamy family if they have the resources and money. But that does not kill the urge because they don't have the money. The urge are still there in most men, including me myself. It's just that discipline, principle, spirituality, morality, these are the traditions, culture. These are the things that keep us sane. People like Dr. Apoki, he's probably ugly. I'm not trying to throw any shot at him, but when he spoke about it, I was like, okay, maybe he didn't see it from this other side. So men would hide certain things from you. Sometimes it's like men don't want to show you their worries if they are in their place of work, but most times they probably might have a lady. But I want you to understand this, that you see, the idea of equality is the problem most times we have when you think that what I can do, the man cannot do. I want you to understand, or we should be able to do the same thing. Now, if you have the same resources, you and the man wants to buy the house together, you and the man wants to buy the car together, you and the man wants to do this together, if that is the level of relationship you are living, then both of you should have the ability to share everything, even for him to look at your phone and you also look at his phone. But when the man is the one bringing you to his house, and you would say, is love about money? I think money plays a role in the relationship too. To a certain degree, at least 30 to 40%. Money is what runs relationship. So you ask yourself, if the man is the one that is keeping you in his house, and when I say keep, it's not like he store you as a slave. What I'm saying is you are going to be living with this man, his resources, his children. He's trying to invest and he don't want to, invest in the life of another man's child. So these are the reasons why he's going to be more skeptical about your moves more and think that he is morally righteous for what he's doing. I'm just bringing the reality of African men to you. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but this is how we view the world. One other thing that I would put there is that, are you a hardworking woman? Because most women think that men are the ones to do the whole work. Men are supposed to be hardworking. You have to invest in the relationship. And to invest in the relationship, you have to work hard. And when I use the word work hard, most people always believe that women don't used to work in the past. Our fathers would just go work and they bring things. It's a lie. Women cook, women take care of the children, women do, in the Yoruba cultures, you might be building mats, you might be sewing clothes at home, you might be molding pots and all those kind of stuff. Women have things they do at home that even the man cannot do. Our mothers, it's that the difference was that they are mostly at home doing the work, taking care of 4 or 5 children, cleaning the house, washing plates, cooking, molding clays, sewing clothes of children, the clothes of your children that are torn. What do you call it? Maybe sewing mat or doing this mat for sale and all of that. Women are always industrious before. It is now that we get to this culture of today that somebody like Saida Boj will come out and tell you that if a man is not giving her 5 million naira, there's nothing the man can do with her. That's garbage on another highest level. But on a serious note, women has always been hardworking. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to go and start pushing concrete, riding Okada, or doing labor. But I'm saying that, are you more interested in investing in the relationship that will make sure that both of you secure? Because most men know how to make money, they may not know how to invest properly. Most men may know how to invest, but they may not know how to store or save money. You as a woman needs to brush up that other skill. The weakness of your man, you are supposed to work hard on that particular part to make sure that the future of you and that man and your children is safe. This is what I mean by hard work. Are you getting it? Yeah. The other one I will talk about is loyalty. Loyalty is very simple. And I know it's in the aspect of biology, it is difficult. It is difficult, but looking at women, if you truly marry the man you love, you don't want to cheat on him. If a man marries the woman he loves, I know you guys are going to say, oh, maybe I'm being no, I'm not controversial. You will say, oh, maybe I'm looking at it like men are big greater than women. No, that's not the point. I'm not even looking at it from that angle. I'm looking at it that biologically we are wired in different ways. And do not assume that because I say these things, it means I cheat on my wife, or no. I'm saying that I know how nature truly works. And having the understanding that this is the reality, you wouldn't fight it. There's nothing. Maybe I lie to you or whatever. The truth would not change because of what I say. If a woman truly loves a man, she's emotionally in love with that man. She don't want to cheat with another man. When she don't, that's when she thinks of something else. In fact, she may, and reasons and this, then she thinks about it. And she has to invest much of her relationship, her time, to go into other relationship with someone else. But for men, they don't think it. Everybody knows this. You can read it. There's a psychological effect to it. There's a reason why the biology works that way. There are many reasons to it. So loyalty, you have to question yourself, do you truly love that man? And then the aspect I want to touch on lastly for today, then we'll move this to the next episode, is submissiveness. You see, the word submissiveness today actually means slavery. When you tell a woman to be submissive, what they equate it to be today is that you're asking me to be your slave. You're asking me to worship you. You want to be the God over my life. You want to rule over me. But that is the perception that other women, modern women, are sold to a lot of them through social media, through influencer, through blessing CEO Saida Boj, who thinks that they are strong and independent. And they just live that life based off what they are today. And they don't understand that there are thousands and millions of women, billions, millions of women who are very 10 times more successful. Like I used the Beyonce, the Nicki Minaj, the Rihanna, that these people, yet, despite their success, still get married. Tell women, all the single ladies, tell women, I don't clean, I don't cook. They have children for one man and they return relationship, despite the fact that even the man cheats on them. Rihanna, when she had the first child for, what did they call that guy's name? He cheated on her. She didn't give a damn about it. She had the second child for him. So it is a modern mentality. It is a systematic disease. And when you say you don't want to be submissive to a man, let's debunk the word a little bit on submissiveness. Then we are going to shift it. To retain a man, most men want submissive women. And submissive does not mean that when I give you instruction, you just follow the instruction. But it means that you are willing to follow my direction. The Bible says, can two walk together unless they agree? When you are submissive to your husband, it simply means you are willing to follow his direction. That is what submissiveness means. Now, because I am following your direction, it does not mean that I cannot give you advice. It does not mean that I would not chip in my own opinion. It doesn't mean that I would be pushed along the line and I will be beaten like a slave. No, it is that I am willing to follow the direction. That means if you look at this place and you're like, this place is not safe for my family right now, and you as a woman might not see the danger there, but as a man, he probably sees it for he and his children. And most times, he even explains these things to you, and you probably are not aware of it. Most times, my wife would ask me some questions. I would tell her today, I'll tell her tomorrow, I'll tell her for 6 months. She keeps asking that same question every single time. But she always knows this, that when we come to the junction where I have to make a decision, she's willing to just comply to it. That's what submissiveness means. And when you are not submissive as a woman, that you are not willing to follow the direction of the man, you are always going to be in perpetual conflict with that man. And when you are that man begins to doubt. The biggest thing a man cherishes in relationship is respect, submissiveness. And in fact, I will say this: most men who want the traditional marriage, who are traditional and cultural, submissiveness is an attractive part to relationship. And those women who tell you that, oh, there's nothing like submissiveness, then when you see those ones who does their porn and whatever, that does their con and the rest of it, when they want to make the man come or do something, you see them, they kneel down. Why are they kneeling down? Are they praying to God? What are they worshiping? They are doing something to make sure that he comes. That is submissiveness, but they are submissive sexually. And if it is only sexual as being objective, that is only when you think that you should submit yourself to please the man. Then when the man comes, you go. Simple as ABC. If you haven't subscribed to my channel. We're going to meet in the next one. I'm going to be talking about the men. I'm going to be touching more on this subject. If you like it, make comments. If you have any question, ask question. I would answer. If you are 10 million, I will answer your question. See you in the next one. Adios, amigos.